Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session, we are reviewing Blah's Reinhardt. Blah is a regular viewer of the channel, so many of you may know who he is, but we're taking a look at his Reinhardt. If we were taking a look at his Zarya, his Winston, his Orisa, maybe that would be okay. We're instead going to be looking at his Reinhardt. And let's see how that one goes. If you're enjoying the content, do feel free to drop a like, consider subscribing. You haven't already done so, and let's see how we're doing. Smash the like button, smash it 3 times. There you go. There you go. Okay, so we're late. We're late getting out, and this is a little bit of a problem. You do want to sort of make sure that you're first out as Reinhardt, because no one has any patience, and I would rather you take the fire strike that might be coming from the opposing Reinhardt than your entire team get hit by, you know, Pharah missiles, junk grenades, things like that that are coming at your team. I'd rather you be there to be Reinhardt and soak that up and not get one shot. But okay, because your team will not be patient. They will not make sure things are clear first. Boycott Temporal. Hey Adam, how you doing? Okay, so we're going around the corner here. That's not hide chat. That's hide chat. Okay, so we're going around the corner here. We pop up our shield. We probably could have popped up our shield a little earlier just to see around the corner, but so be it. And now you probably just want to drop your shield because you want to have full shield when you get there. This is just like, hey, they're not really shooting at us right now. I can afford to take this spam on my health if I have to do so, and I'll get healed back up. And I am, when I round this corner, going to want to have full health. And I also really want to, as Reinhardt, especially in these lower level games, appropriately set the pace for pushing is a thing that we're doing. We're going to push. I'm going to get to the choke, and then we're going to push. Not, oh, we're going to, you know, play footsie and be like, oh, let me put my toe across the line and then go back and let me step in and then step out. We're not going to do that. We're going to go, especially because you don't have any sort of Zarya that you're working with. You don't want to give time for your team to get picked off here. Okay, and if we look at this, is this our Aryan? Okay, cool. Doing well, boycotting Temporal and enjoying FNAF content, donating to their streams. Nice. Good for them. Okay, so we'll continue here. So that's where Anna went. I see. So you're pushing here. You see the trap. That's the right way to fire strike. This is good. I'm glad that you've learned something. Maybe it was from our Reinhardt mini guide, but you go like this. Well, you almost got it right. You wanted to be tucked. You wanted to start your fire strike here and then open and aim. You didn't quite do it right. Like, you're along the corner, but you really didn't want to start it until you were here. Like, you could have started it a step to the left. Start your fire strike, then open and throw it. Hide the wind-up animation. You can see your target when you start your fire strike. No dice. And you're throwing it at a Sigma, giving him all the time in the world to react with his shift to eat it if he wants. You also didn't push, which gave your team time to get eliminated. Now your team is going to just sit here and poke at the choke for 15, 16 seconds while Anna gets back, and someone else is going to get eliminated. Or when you get to 16 seconds from now and Anna's back, you're going to be low on shield health. This is how this cycle goes. This is why we sort of want to get that decisive push going as quick as we can, especially that first time out of the spot. There's the halt. Shield, fine. You're Rein dancing. Don't you dare. Halt. Shield goes up and you turn to block. This is good. This is good right here. This frame is good. This doesn't make me sick. Then the next thing that we see is you should just immediately go, yep. And now I step right over here. Straight line, walk right over there. I don't need to do any fancy back and forth movement like I might do on someone else to try to throw off their crosshairs or not get clicked in the head. You have a shield in front of you, so you can just beeline it back to cover. You know we're not pushing. There's no calculation of, oh, should we push, because your Anna's missing, and you know that. And you're not super worried about them coming around the corner. So there's no real decision-making here. You blocked, you put your shield up during the halt, and now you just go left. Why are you going forward? Why are you going forward and to the right? There's no way you're pushing without your Anna. Oh, now we want to go left? No, oh, maybe we want to go right. Why do we want to go right again? Why would we go right? There's no reason to go right. Oh, and now we're going to take a step back. Just go left. Just Turn left. What are you, Zoolander? Can you not turn left? Do you have to go like, well, let me go like that to turn left? Like, what? Why can we not just step over here? Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, left. And you let your shield break. And letting your shield break is going to slow down its recharge rate. And there was just no reason for it to happen. And this is the sort of thing I'm talking about where, you're going to be out of resources when Anna shows back up. And then you're going to have to wait an extra 3 seconds. And while you're waiting those 3 seconds, what might have been a window to push, someone else will get eliminated. This is how the terrible, terrible thing starts. You expected them to step on the trap, so I wouldn't. You would rather step on the trap as Reinhardt. The trap is less dangerous to you as Reinhardt. Even better if it gets broken, but it's just not going to. We're absolutely going to do that. It was an accident. It was close. Gave your favorite FNAF streamer a $75 gift card to Cheesecake Factory. Cool. Okay. Arian called out Anna's death to Lucio. To Lucio! I see. Called out, didn't call it out to the Lucio on your team. Pointed out that they died to a Lucio. So apparently Lucios can be useful when they're not on your team there, Blah. You laughed so hard at Zoolander. There you go. Okay. Let's track the good things and bad things. Tracking the good things and the bad things is good. We have a video on tracking the kill feed that we did just in the last week or two you can find on this channel. Okay, so you're you're checking on your team, you're recovering. You could peek through here with a fire strike. That's still close. So it takes a little bit of practice. This is a hero. It takes a little bit of practice. Right idea here. We've adjusted to, hey, we want a pre-fire strike, but we don't like fire strike this way and then run forward and turn. We set ourselves up here and fire strike and then step. It's just like one step. We set ourselves up like, yeah, we're here. We step. You're trying to move too far during your fire strike animation. It's not that far that you get to move, and that is a swing into the wall. Good, that's fine. Your hog was low enough health that it's worth stopping your shield regen to help him get out. Now immediately go left. That is not left. You're breaking your shield again. Oh, look at this. I'm psychic. You have no shield and your Anna is alive. Huh, how'd this happen? Okay, let's see. Maybe you'll have all your shield back. Maybe you'll be ready to push when Anna gets here. Oh, put your shield down. Please put your shield down. Your Anna's back. Look at this. Your Anna's back and you're not ready to push. You'd have to wait another 3 seconds to get shield back. Now, you might not push anyways because your Hanzo got eliminated. Truth is, they had an elimination too, but they have the sneaky mercy res. Can we cover our own mercy res? Well, I don't know. If we had a Rein shield, we might be able to cover the mercy res, but we don't because we were just spending it. I miss. Deborah laughing at proper form with bad mechanics. It's a work in progress. It is a work in progress. I'm aiming. I'm totally ready. You're getting there. You are getting there, Blah. I like that this second fire strike at least was the idea of, hey, let's try to start it from bind cover. The first fire strike was bad. Second one was sort of like a step in the right direction. Third one sort of worked. You hid the beginning of it, but then just walked across for not great reason. Shouldn't really have been over there in the first place. But hey. Sure. Why would you fire strike? Why would you do this? Okay. You do this, you decide you're gonna round this corner. Again, you can't actually push right now. So I don't really know what you're doing. You don't have enough barrier to push right now. If you had full barrier, maybe you'd push without your Hanzo. If you had full barrier, maybe you'd step out there and try to shield wall while you rezzed your Hanzo. There's places that we could go with this, but no, we're not. There's nothing to get accomplished with this step out and swing right now. And then that Fire Strike is just like, hey, I have no armor. My shield's just about broken. All of the opponents are shooting at me. I know. Let me start a Fire Strike in the open. That's not what we do. We just leave. If we were going out, it would be to swing once or twice and then go back, or it would be to really to push. None of those actually made sense there, but we're definitely not just Fire Striking in the open. I try, I believe. Okay. That's something. Cool. Hog's through here with you. I don't know why you're still swinging. You got the Sigma. You gonna get the mini? Feel like that's a lifeline that you desperately need right now. I feel like, given what I see here, that 75 health looks really, really good compared to the 25 health that you have right now. I feel like that's a thing that we might want to go get. So, taking this, the timing of your push wasn't particularly good. You pushed, whatever. You needed to then push the Lucio out of here so that he couldn't just take you down. But you are going to have to get this mini or go back and encourage your team to come across. We're going to have to do something. You can't actually push from here. You have 27 HP. That, as far as you're concerned, is a Mercy boosted Ashe. Plus a Lucio. It's not actually, it's a Mercy healing a Lucio, plus an Ashe throwing TNT. But what would possess you to Fire Strike at this? We have a shield. How much health does our shield have? 351. Still more health than we have, and all of the damage is coming from one direction right now. Our shield could be up. We could be basking in the warmth of our shield as we step back onto this mini and then step over here and then just enforce our corner like a good Reinhardt to not let them in. And then, maybe our supports are able to push in. 26 more HP than he needs. He needs a lot more than that if he wants to Fire Strike. Think of all the old charge you'll give Anna. Only if you live. Only if you live. Spoiler alert, you die. Your hog did get through the choke, but your hog getting through the choke is not enough to win.
Heroes never die.
Okay. The pin. You generally turn that harder. You can get through there. You want to ride this pin a bit further, try to get through here, get like 2 here, whatever, get a little more distance, even if it requires you to move an extra step to start, but that's fine. Orisa did get you from behind. True. Okay, so, you see what's happening. They just hit a res. Your hog just got an elimination, who you're queued up with. Is your team ready to push? Could be better, could be worse. Your hog's actively fighting right now. You've got a Mercy-pocketed Ashe right here. Yeah, your Anna can see you. This feels like a time to push. Are you, is your Hanzo going to be late? Yes, he is. But this feels like enough checks in the right direction for you to push. So I hope you push. I hear a Junkrat. This is not you pushing. I hear a Riptire. What happens when you hear Riptires? Well, you've really only got 2 answers to Riptire. You can try to shield against Riptire, and shielding means if it blows up on the other side of your shield, it won't hurt you, it'll just hurt your shield, but it can roll right on through your shield, so that's not great. Or you can Fire Strike, because Fire Strike does 100 damage, and that'll break a Riptire, and it has a pretty generous hitbox. Now, yes, if it's too close to you, if it rounds a corner on you sharp enough, you won't get through your Fire Strike animation and you'll be done. But you couldn't really protect yourself with your shield, and your shield doesn't even make a good rock, paper, scissors tool, because the reality is it knows that if it starts to get close to you, there's not time for you to fire strike anymore. So this is our preferred option for dealing with riptires. This right here, the fire strike, this beautifully drawn fire strike. I know that's not what a fire strike looks like. So you have an idea of where he is. You want to be like already thinking, hey, I'm going to look for the fire strike. I see you don't have it, but you already want to be thinking about it. Yeah. And you don't have it. Should have already been pushing. You don't have the fire strike. Such is life. At least he went down. And she went down. Junkrat has a passive. Junkrat has a passive. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Your fire strike's available to finish off the Junkrat without you standing on top of him. Oh, well. Oh, well. You just got your Atlanta Rein cap? Cool. So happy to be supporting a great organization with your money? Nice. Nice. Good for you there, Adam. Okay. 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 Ash is just gonna win the point. Fine with me. And she's not even getting mercy assist, which means Ash is literally just doing this by herself. Okay. It's okay, it gets worse. Mm-hmm.
Objective A captured.
Sure. High ground. High ground. High ground. What are you doing? You're square dancing. This is not Rein pathing. That is not Rein pathing. Reinhardt gets to decisively move from one position to another. If Reinhardt changes his mind mid-push, mid-rotation on what he wants to do, that is totally fine. Once Reinhardt has actually changed his mind and made a new decision, Reinhardt can generally afford to change his mind once and get to that new location and do that new thing. But there is no, let me do some square dancing on the way. There is no, It is, we are going here until we change our mind, and once we've changed our mind, that's fine, we're now going here. Or, we are going here, and oh, we changed our mind, now we're going here. Fine. Fine, but we can walk in straight lines. There is no Reinhardt, I need to like avoid your shots, I need to strafe, I need to do this. No, that's something other heroes do because they don't have giant shields. Your shield is not going to dodge the opposing fire by you taking a step to the left or 2 steps to the left or a step to the right. That's not how it's going to work. So we don't get to just like be wandering while we're deciding where we're going. Like, oh, I was going to go this way. But now I'm not sure. Let me think about it. That way it looks pretty good. Maybe I'll go over there instead. We can't do that. We're going this way until even if it causes us to go further, we're going this way until we've actively decided, nope, I'm going here instead. Or nope, I'm going here instead. Legit RC and FNF stream, get all your money. Cool, cool. Okay, block continues here. Okay. Put some pressure on the Junkrat, not helping our team rotate, not seriously anyway. Oh, but perhaps we did open up an elimination opportunity. We'll count it. That's what tanks are supposed to do. Open up elimination opportunities. Cool. I mean, I'd have just swung at it. You pinned it. You hadn't taken damage yet. Just swing. Okay. Sure. Okay. Okay, you got the nano, so you can keep swinging.
Greetings.
Orisa? Orisa? Telegraphed charge much? Like, okay. Maybe we're not being fair. Maybe it just came up after she died. Oh, look, there's a Roadhog over there. Oh, hey, I'm Orisa. My Reinhardt just got eliminated. My Mercy just got eliminated. I'm going to need to fortify pretty soon because there's going to be a nano Reinhardt beating on me with a hammer in just a moment. Huh, okay. Okay. I'll put some pressure on the Ashe. Maybe I'll drop a new shield, I guess. Oh, that's here. I can interrupt this. I can hit shift. I can do it. I can hit fortify. No. Now, the thing is, from your perspective, Blah, I'm disappointed in the Orisa, but this doesn't terribly bother me. The worst thing that was really going to happen here is the Orisa was going to fortify. Congratulations, you've forced fortify, and Ashe is going to shoot you in the side while you've forced fortify. This doesn't really bother me. Even if you miss, this isn't some charge into Narnia. I'm pretty okay with what we have here. I'm not actually worried. This was a relatively accurate charge. I don't love that fire strike. Couple reasons. If I'm Lucio, I really want to boop you away, and you doing this fire strike tells me that I can boop you for sure. There's no chance of you canceling your swing and blocking my boop. So I don't love that. Probably not going to stick to the Lucio either. I'm going to work my way. Like, this Lucio is a distraction. It's fake. Work your way over to the Ashe that's there. Or the Supercharger, even better. This would have been a better place to have the Fire Strike. You could have finished off the Supercharger as well as pressuring someone else there. Sure, fine Fire Strike. No. This is a problem because he hasn't committed to the charge yet. And now he's going to know that you don't have charge, and that's not great. Him knowing that you don't have charge without forcing his charge, and you having to stand in a place where he can pin you. So now what you're going to want to think about, because you messed this up, you charged... If he was charging at you, no problem. You're happy for this counterpin. You'd love to counterpin him in such a way where you sort of connect right here, and he actually falls down, and you fall down, and he's off the point, and the point is still ticking up. That would be just grand, but you charged before you saw that he was charging, and this obviously doesn't force a counter charge out of him. So now he's got charges. And now he's going to look for an opportunity. You don't want to stand here. You don't want to stand here. You need to stand in such a way that any pins from him take him off the point. You do not want him to be able to pin you into that easily, and you do not want him to be able to pin you into that easily. You want pins to take him off the point because he's more worried about being on the point than you are right now. Okay. Sure, the ball can't really hurt you. You can fire strike while you're walking over. Okay. Okay. Generally, what you'd go is you'd go forward. You wouldn't worry about occupying the point. You'd go forward and think, hey, is there something I can go hold like this? But if other people like Garen are doing it, that's fine. Oh, this will be fun. Oh, everyone got off the point before you got a second tech. Okay, so you do have to realize that other people got off the point. Yeah. So you're not the last person off the point. You're not. People on the point matter a lot more on a capture percent like this than they do on the payload. The speed increase on a payload from a second and third person, not very much. The speed increase from this sort of capture, a little more significant. You kind of did need to keep some pressure on them. But hey. It's my job to claim point. I expected to boop. I want to control the corner. Okay, so I expected the extra shadow damage to do something, but I was wrong. Only if you're right onto... Oh, yeah, you're wrong because there's a brig staring at you.
Hammer down!
Yeah. Yeah. Briggs. Okay. Reinhardt. Shatter. Scary. Lots of damage. Brig, close range. No shatter. Casty, close range. No shatter. Hog, existing. No shatter. Those are probably the most threatening things. Lucio and Doomfist and A few other characters may boop you up and delay your shatter and cause your shatter to be worthless or make it way better. They may do some things to boop you around, but there are some heroes that you just sort of go, hey, I'm not. Sombra can be annoying. She's sort of in that category. She's not directly stopping it. But these three are pretty happy to just be like, no, you literally can't shatter while they're standing in front of you unless you've seen the cooldowns come out. That's just how it works. And Anna, yes, the sleep dart. The sleep dart timing is tough. The sleep dart timing is actually pretty tough, but yes, Anna is on that list as well. You just sort of have to accept that either those characters have to be distracted, or so you need to have seen those cooldowns coming out. And them being distracted is plenty. Them not looking at you is plenty, but you just don't get to point blank shatter Brig when her shield isn't broken and you haven't seen Bash go on cooldown yet. Good block. Swing. Swing! Swing for the fences! Okay, fine. We can shield. We wanted to turn. We were a little slow on our turn there. There wasn't a great reason for that. You go for your swing. We like it. You have the Anna nade, so you want to continue. There's a purple. There's a purple enemy. You're going to receive extra healing right now. You have armor. We want to swing. Cool. I don't know why you shielded quite as early as you did. Now you do want to shield, but all this damage you took didn't come from right in front of you. It came from them stabbing you in the side. So we just flip our character, flip it like that, or do the 180 and flip it like that. Either way.
Double kill.
You tried to pin there. Does this fight look over to you? Does this fight look over to you? That hurts. That hurts. 66.5. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. This fight is not over. You still have shield. I will happily trade more shield in exchange to slow down this fight and give Anna a chance to maybe heal me back up because, oh look, we're still up in this fight. Even though they've gotten a little bit of a respawn battle in here, I'm happy to slow down this fight. I'm happy to try to stabilize because we're up by enough rather than me just going, let me lock that pin button. Locking the pin button as Reinhardt when things start to go south is usually the wrong idea. Usually it's a habit that you have to train out of Reinhardt's. Yes, there's situations where, oh shoot, I have nothing left. Let me hit the pin button and you end up countering the opposing Rein shatter. Yes, there's a few situations where it'll work out, but it's mostly a habit that you train out because people, like 9 times out of 10, want to do it wrong, want to do it when it's not going to work out, that sort of thing. And here, again, there's no reason not to slow down this fight. And if you do want to speed up the fight and quickly get eliminated, again, usually your hammer's better. Your hammer actually makes them respect you a little bit more because you're doing damage, you're getting ult charge. If you miss a pin when you're trying to force them to eliminate you, they can kind of just let you go for a bit, stun yourself, unwind, and then finish you off type thing. Or then make you wander back to them. Yes, they can stagger a Reinhardt. So they weren't going to in this case, but like hammer. In this case, just shield. You've still got 600 shield health to use. It's totally over. Didn't mean to hit it. I think I was dead anyway. You were probably dead anyway. You were dead anyway because you were too slow initially to turn your shield to realize where the damage was coming from. But if you do shield here and get your shield in the way, the damage really is all coming from the same direction. There's no reason that you can't make this slow down. Like, this damage really is coming from the same direction. Yeah, Junkrat might walk through and mine you, but Anna might get the shot on you. No reason you don't try to slow this down, because now your team's not going to get any more capture percentage, but before you went down...
You're powered up. Get in there.
Well, okay, if this happens, fine.
Double kill.
Okay.
Round 1.
Okay.
Complete.
They got it. That's good for you.
Ready
Justice
for battle.
will be done.
You had a good Anna despite her losing Lucio. Fair.
Stick together. We will complete our mission.
Die.
Lucius freak people out sometimes.
Attackers.
They're just there. They're just there, and you get like, ooh, wobbly with the aim. It's a Lucio. Make you aim in ways you're not used to.
One.
If you're going to work on your charge, yeah. That wasn't really the issue there. That wasn't really the issue. Being a little more aware of the incoming damage, having that shield reaction, those would have been better issues. Not charging earlier when the Reinhardt hadn't himself charged and was pretty far away in the second half. Oh, you're going to work on your charge aim in the second half. I see. I see.
Defend objective A.
Okay.
Defend.
You do pre-line this up, and you fire this fire strike right here. This is the fire strike. You fire it right here, and you can get pretty reliably get quite a bit of energy. You just have to time it. You can hide yourself over here, just a moment, crouched, whatever. Then, you know, just a couple seconds before unlock, peek here, start your fire strike. Takes a little bit of practice to get the timing right, but that's a pretty good one, and Mercy will see what you're doing and Mercy boost you, and you can walk out of there with like 30 ult charge. It's great.
Barrier activated.
How am I going to hit all my high ground charges if I can't hit things? Well, that is true. That is true. Hey, Whoopa, how you doing? Okay, so you're trying to enforce your corner. That fire strike doesn't do anything. That's a van that you're fire striking. I mean, I could swing at him. This happens. You're trading worthless fire strikes. He just walked in and swung at nothing. And that's the sort of thing where you didn't get to see it, but I expect that he probably took damage there because he just came in and tried to swing and your team should be shooting at him. So I expect him to be missing some health. I know that you're full health. I want to step forward and counter swing into him. I could probably get a swing or two on him that he can't swing back into. Now, the truth is he can swing back into you because he hasn't actually taken any damage, but that would be how you'd usually read this situation. Like, oh, he stepped forward and now he's backing off. He wants to back. His shield is weak. He probably doesn't want to swing. He's probably taken some damage, and that's probably why he's stepping back. But hey, we'll deal. You get fucked. And it's going to do that. Hard hold shield. Good! Will do. And it's going to do that. You have a Roadhog. You don't have a Diva. You don't have a Zarya. This is just going to be rough. You really just have to constantly track where the Ana is. You couldn't really have seen this one coming. I'm not really terribly worried that you stepped out here a touch. Yes, if you'd stayed here, you would have been safer from it, that sort of thing. Yes, you could have avoided this happening to you if you'd played more here, stayed more here, played this strictly defensive Rein. I'm not terribly worried about you going for an instant of aggression there. It's going to be a tough sleep to block at that point. You just yell at your Diva. And since you don't have a Diva, you just get sad. So I'm not really sure how to control corners that well. Oh, you just stand here. Like, you can literally stand here, and you can swing into the corner, and you can do, like, a drift forward and a drift back motion if you want, as long as you don't really actually expose yourself. But you can, as you're swinging, sort of drift forward and then drift back, but don't actually expose yourself to, you know, things like that could be there. You want to be like, hey, I am standing here, and I'm swinging my hammer into this. And that's okay. And if they walk through, they'll take damage. And if they try to walk through over here, well, you're still obviously at that point going to take 2 steps into them and still cleave them as they take damage. And if they start shooting at you, that's fine. You still have a back kite direction that you can sort of do. That's all. That's all you got to do for your corner control. Even if they walk through over here, they know when you still have the ability to step into them and do damage. And yes, they'll do damage to you, but you'll massively hit 3 or 4 of them with your cleave, and it's fine. And if they're just doing more normal Reinhardt things, they'll push in here. They'll get hit by you before they're able to hit you because of how the hammer hits the wall for them. And they'll have to expose themselves. So they'll have to expose themselves more to your backline to come over here to hit you than you do to hit them. Their backline can't see you through the wall, whereas your backline can see the them that is trying to come around like that. And you're on defense, so you can really afford to do that. That's also something you'd think about doing when they have ults and you don't, just to slow down the fight, or they're up in the fight. You'd play the corner tighter to the corner like that. I'm not terribly upset that you stepped in, though. Like I said, there was potentially an opening to step in and do some damage here, but hey. And this is the part where you yell at your Roadhog for not hooking their Reinhardt. Oh, Hook was on cooldown. So you yell at your Anna for not sleeping there. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Rein is a little different. Rein is a little different compared to the other teams. Your trade around the corner is much stronger than their Rein having to push you hard. Correct. You do trade. Good. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you swapping heroes? No, you're getting your mercy. It's fine. And now you have another pin. Okay, go take your corner. Go take your corner. Sure, you can fire strike that. You gotta aim your fire strikes. You do have to aim your fire strikes. Like, this wall doesn't move. And you might go, well, I'm not trying to aim at the wall. I'm trying to aim at the ball that does move. Are you really trying to aim at the wall? Or are you trying to aim at the opening because the opening is the only place that you could hit the ball in? Like, there's no excuse to hit this wall here. It just takes practice. But, like, you're aiming at the opening. It's not hard. Yeah, too far back. Too far back. So. About right. This comes in, you should hear the pile drive happening, you should shield, you should angle your shield towards the pile drive. That's not a pile drive. That was my pause friends lying to me. Fine. We can deal with this. See how he has to wrap around the corner to get you? You can stand right here, and they have to wrap it deep around this corner in a way that exposes them with their backline, or the Rein has to push up to here to hit you, which exposes him to your backline. But you're really okay right in this spot. You really are. If they start heavily committing to people here and here poking at you, sure, you can back up like you did. But you're okay in this spot right here. You don't need to be backing yet. Okay, sort of let him get that first thing you're gonna get. So oh, she missed. Okay. So, I know what you wanted. Not the best thing in the world, but it's doable. You get the nano. This is the pin disadvantage that we're talking about, where when the other Rein knows that you don't have pin, he is going to bully you with that fact. Yeah. And, hey, it's about time for him to have Shatter. Remember, you weren't here for a fight. He should have Shatter by now. This is something that you just kind of go, hey, you'd have been ready to block this. But no big. So where should I play? Where should you play? Is right here. This is where you should play. This really is where you should play. You can take a step forward when you swing and then take a step back, or you can just swing from here. That's fine. If they hard poke at you from there and there, you can potentially pull back for a bit to see if they clear, but you just still want to step back in even if you're playing further back for your swings to get into here with your swings and then sort of pull back. Remember, you can connect with any part of the swing for it to count, but you can only hit someone any individual once per swing. So that's right. You can try to do this pin here. I basically knew that you were going to get pinned because, hey, that's the level this Anna is at. You weren't going to have a bubble. No one's distracting the Anna. You weren't going to have DM over you. You could have tried to pin down into here. That would have been an option. It's a little safer in that it takes you away from this, and your team potentially has a stronger thing to get you with, but ultimately, it just kind of is what it is. Yeah, got it. I answered that. Okay, you see her. There's not a good reason to pin here. You just walk on her. She's Anna. She's gonna hit you with abilities if you try to pin. If you were surprising her, maybe you'd try to pin her into this corner, but honestly, probably not even then. Because again, you want to walk on her with your shield, with your hammer threat. You want to have that hammer, have the threat of your shield to block abilities. You don't want to do this where you self-stunned yourself for this hero that you definitely don't need 300 damage to take down. You're going to block this, right? Because this was like super obvious that she was going to do this. Well, that's not quite blocking. That is not quite blocking. That is... So we do predict that the only meaningful way Anna protects herself from us is with the sleep. So we're sort of in duels with Anna. We're expecting the sleep. We're primed for the sleep. We're ready for the sleep. Like, we're actually very slow to get real swings on her until we've baited that sleep out. We're sort of trying. We're walking at her. We're trying to get in range for the swing. We're starting a swing and then canceling it. We're doing a swing and then immediately canceling it as the instant that we hit her. Like, that's how it goes when we're fighting Annas that still have their sleep.
I'm on fire. Keep out of my way.
Sorry, my friend.
Right, and that's the thing. You walking at her with your shield up would have been enough to do that, but you didn't want to be sleeping for 4 seconds after and got her and have yourself effectively removed from the fight and not able to help win the fight or clean up the fight.
Oh, hello. You healed.
You can walk. I don't know why you're dancing. Cool. We're good. At least 3 of them are, you know, eliminated right now. The truth is 5 of them are eliminated right now. It's just Junkrat. You've got your Roadhog with you. You've got a full health shield. Let's walk. You wouldn't walk on this Junkrat by yourself, but you know you've got your Roadhog with you. Walk. Go get some staggers. Go get some staggers. Press W with your shield up. Let Hog take him out.
Hello.
Why are you dancing? Good.
I'm in.
Sure. You can try and finish him with the Fire Strike, and now you leave.
Thanks. Thank you.
Drop your shield. Remember, your Fire Strike, your shield will take damage from the Fire Strike, and you will take damage from the Fire Strike. So if it's just a Fire Strike coming through, and you've got, you know, reasonable health, drop a shield. If you have to take the Fire Strike on the chin, so be it, as long as there's not a bunch of other damage coming too. No reason to give away the extra 100 shield health. And you hold that shield up too long, and let them shoot at you even after you're behind the corner, or let them shoot at your shield even after behind the corner. We don't like that. Okay, we've talked about this corner. I'm a shield platform for Rein for this? Yeah, that's right. Are you gonna get slept?
I'm not as young as I used to be.
Excuse me? Why is the Reinhardt awake? Is it just concern about the Ash? Huh. So generally you can't do this pin unless you have a Diva to DM over you, a Zarya to bubble for you, or maybe like a Winston or a Ball that's come through the window or something and is messing these guys up as you do this pin. This pin is just like you're gonna get Anna'd. That's just what happens. So I baited Rein. Okay. Nah. Sure. I don't really want to walk close like you did. Like, this Fire Strike doesn't really make sense. Because I do see there's a Widow. There's a Widowmaker on your screen right now. Cool. So Widow definitely could shoot at you. Looks like she's got other things in her mind, but generally you wouldn't be like, oh, Widow, shoot me for 295 health. That would be great, which is sort of what you're doing right now. You didn't need to step forward for this Fire Strike. You could have stayed back for this Fire Strike. But okay. Sure. Lock him up. Why aren't we walking at him? I don't care about the nano difference. You'll be fine. Okay, fall into your corner. You like your pins.
Hammer down.
Okay, here we go. We hit our pin. I mean, yeah, you can shatter him. It's not the worst thing in the world. I don't really think it's necessary, but, like, this guy is weak. You see how weak this guy is? And your Hog is behind him and getting to shoot into him? Mercy doesn't heal for that much. Mercy really doesn't heal for that much. I didn't know he was going to ult. That was making a statement. Your ult is making a statement. I see. Filthy Fox says, hey, found your content recently and been binging ever since. Great stuff. I'm glad you're enjoying the content. My content there, Filthy Fox. You needed to send a message? Uh-huh. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the content. Oh, okay, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What should we already be doing? This was a feed on Junkrat's part. This is a feed. Feed. It's a feed. It's a feed. You fire strike him. You fire strike. He's trying to rip Tire right in front of you at half health. Him and his Tire are both gonna be taking a trip to spawn. Like, no. 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 Look at how long that takes him. Look at how oh. No. It hurts. It hurts. Fire strike, not shield, is our reaction to Tire. Now, you know, there's times where it'll get you right around a corner and there was no chance for you to fire strike. This was not one of those times.
You look tired.
I alt-tabbed and tried to look for a temporal video and what I should do. I couldn't get one fast enough. Left click, fire strike, cancel. Yeah, pretty much. Ban temporal from society. You could have pulled that off. Not charge. No, not charge. Not charge. You've already gone down to Junkrat's, you know, remaining grenades when he's dead once in this match. You do not need to go down to it again by pinning him during his Tire.
This is not over.
Okay, here we go.
Ready to deploy.
You see Ariana. Took the ult for the team. That's a win. You could have just destroyed the ult of the Junkrat. With one fire strike. One press of the E button. Okay. Sure. Again, you were pretty sure coming through here. There's no reason I can't fire strike right now. I can fire strike right now and then just press the, you know, go, hey, let's press our D key if you've got standard keybinds. So, oh, fire strike, open angle. Oh, there you go. Sure enough, someone was there. And if someone's not there, it's a 6-second cooldown. Who cares? Go take your corner. Go take your corner. You can do it. Okay, now you're going to pin him into this. Sure. Pin him, pin him, pin him, pin him. This is a terrible place for him to be. What are you doing? What are you doing? Cool. Very short range pin, very hard to miss with. Will force a counter pin out of him, is going to stun both of you, with you mostly out of line of sight of his team, and him very much not out of line of sight of your team. Plus, it gives your Anna more time to heal you up. Like, this is great. Let's just pin him. Where's my pin, Blah? Where's the pin happy Blah when I need a pin? You think he has Shatter? You're close enough. Like, you can take the extra step closer to him and then pin him, but you can do this. You did not want to back off. You did not want to back off. Lot more like flats. Hey, max range for the swings. You do want to break those. Fine. Sure. I can't pin if you have Shatter. At point blank range, you can. At point blank range, if you're like at point blank range or even close to point blank range, yeah, you can. And you will beat the Shatter, and you will cancel a Shatter, and you will get rid of it. As you just saw there. Now, you didn't actually lock him on there, but you clearly were going to, you know, you would have if you had actually, you know, been aimed properly, if the vacuum mechanics had worked out how they sometimes will, you'd have had that, and you'd have just taken away his Shatter. Okay, dodge it. And now just swing into him.
Greetings.
Go get your mega.
10
Go
seconds
get your mega.
remaining.
Or don't.
Yourselves. Push them back.
Racer here. Greetings.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You aren't really a hero right now. You're at 1/5 health. Like, why would we not just go, oh, hey, I'm gonna walk out this way, grab a health pack. That's a pretty big deal on the way through. And now I'll show up over here, and what do you know? Like, that seems pretty cool. And Mercy's clearly got her hands a little full. Maybe she shouldn't, but she clearly does.
Push them back.
Racer here.
I hope you don't get shot in the back. Okay, there you go. Now you're gonna look for your pin opportunity. Get yourself right here. Go for a cross pin like this. Win the game. That'll work.
Then all you have is a hammer.
Okay.
And with an end is a nail.
Swing better than Fire Strike. Okay, so that was a Reinhardt game. That was a Reinhardt game. Nuntype says, not really related to your current coaching stream, but in the rankings video, you put SCAD pretty high. In my opinion, I don't think they are that high according to our scrims leaks. That's okay. That's okay, Nuntype. We'll see how that one goes. I'm interested to hear that you don't think they go quite that high, and that's perfectly fine. Maybe I did put them too high. I think they're, are solidly in that top 8 there, but me putting them at, sort of the leader of the not lead 5 there as opposed to at the bottom of the not lead 5 there, there's definitely some room for play, and we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback. Okay, so yeah, this happened. No perfect pin, okay, so I counted 8 things right and 93 things wrong. There you go, 8 things right. That's a base to start building off of here. 2 things you didn't love but didn't hate either. Okay, so we looked at your Reinhardt. What are you going to work on your Reinhardt? Well, what we're going to work on with our Reinhardt is we do need our Reinhardt to actually work as, the taking space hero. For your Reinhardt to work, you really do have to understand really sort of 2 things. One for offense, one for defense. For defense, we've got our corner. We're happy with our corner. Our corner works. We can swing. We can enforce our corner. We're pretty happy with that. We don't pin into this unless we have protection. We're pretty happy with our corner. If they try to walk through with a bunch of people, yes, we step into them and swing at them. If we go down in exchange for that, not the end of the world. We'll get a ton of cleave damage. That's how the defense works. You were closer to right on that. On your offense, this is a problem. When it comes to our offense there, you really need to go, hey, decisive pushes, and you have to have resources for the decisive pushes. So we're looking at this, and yes, you could get into more advanced Reinhardt play, and I'm going to trade out resources, I'm going to trade for cooldown advantages, health advantages, and then I'm going to go push. That's a thing you can do, but that's not where I want you to start with Reinhardt, and that's definitely not how I really want you to play Reinhardt when you have a Roadhog. I want you to go, hey, I have my resources, everyone's live, I'm here, I'm going to push. And then when people aren't alive, I don't want you doing this. Well, let me give my shield. Well, let me do this. Yes, if a halt happens, sure. Put up your shield and try to protect your team. But mostly, I want you recovering resources. I don't want you spending resources when there's 3 of you at the choke and 6 of them. When there's 4 of you at the choke and 6 of them. Because I want you to have resources available to make your push. Because your team will find ways to throw. You get 0 value, almost 0 value as Reinhardt, some Fire Strike peaks, a little bit of shielding, when your team is doing the whole poke at the choke thing. Like, that is not helpful to you. So if you want to have control of the game, if you want to be better than just running another off tank that would provide some poke, what you have to do is you have to manufacture actual pushes. And the key to manufacturing actual pushes is going to be, I am not going to let any opportunities for us to push slip away. I'm not going to cause us to not get a chance to push because I'm low on resources when we have 6 people. Or it's a 5v5, that's good enough, I'll take it. I want to have my resources for that. So you do not, while waiting on respawns, want to give away lots of health, give away lots of shield, and then have to go get healed up when they're coming in like that. That is how that one works. That is what you need to do there. Because Reinhardt really only getting your value if you're making your pushes on offense there. Yes, you can get value by going trading, doing things like that, putting pressure on them, whatever, but that's not really what you're going to do without cooldowns like Zarya bubbles, things like that. So like that's going to be actually your fundamental most important thing here for working on your Reinhardt. To feed into this fundamental most important thing, the number 2 thing that we're going to give you is going to be, hey, we walk in straight lines. I know you didn't see a ton of it. I know you didn't do wild amounts of square dancing, but I can see it. And if it's bothering you a little bit in this game, I know it's bothering you more in other games. That's just how it works. And what we did see in this game was way too big in terms of how much changing my mind. So with Reinhardt, you're going from what you're doing, that might be cover, that might be beating on an opponent, to another piece of cover, or to an opponent that you can swing at. That is what you are doing as Reinhardt, and it's okay to change your mind, but you don't get to hold your shield up and left, right, forward, back while changing your mind. You keep doing what you're doing until you change your mind. So if you're walking at an enemy, you are walking at that enemy until you've decided that you're instead going to break off and go to cover. And again, totally fine to break off and go to cover, but you're walking at the enemy until you make that decision. You're not going, oh, I'm walking at the enemy. Let me think about it. I guess I'm walking at the enemy still. That's not a thing that happens. It's, I'm walking at the enemy. Changed my mind. Let me go over to this cover. That's fine. That's fine, as would be just walking at the enemy. That's how that works. And then I am going to go for your fire strikes here. It is going to be a, hey, we can't get through a Reinhardt review, it seems, without talking about fire strikes. I think you've got it. I think you've seen some of this stuff. I think you sort of understand this, but you really do need to go, hey, I don't want to get back and then look and then fire strike. I get back. I can see enemies aren't here. I can be pre-firing my fire strike before I round this corner, and then I actually throw it. And if no one's there, no big deal. I'll just throw it into the wall instead. Or I'll throw it into the place in case someone walks into it. Either one doesn't really bother me. That's what we're looking to do. We are not fire striking here and then trying to go leap 3 steps and fire it, nor are we fire striking the walls. That's going to be practice, but you're not actually trying, and I can see you're not trying. Some of yours are closer to right, but you're not quite doing the, hey, I'm fire striking before I see. Really, fire strike before you see the opponents with your eyes, and then just open that last step and fire. It really adds up. That is the ability that is more important. Like, of Reinhardt's abilities, it's not getting your pin right that is really going to help you. Getting your shadow right is a big deal, but it's going to be getting that fire strike right that is going to help more. For your aerial pin, I'm just going to applaud you. The aerial pin on Orisa was fine. I don't really have an issue with it. So your high ground charges are perfect. I need to work on the other aspects of Rein, like fire strikes. There you go. That's exactly what I said. That one high ground pin was honestly fine. Okay. Replace temporal with Adam. Make me the owner of the channel. Remove temporal. I don't think that's going to happen, Adam. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay. Wappa says, sometimes it feels when opponents run poke heavy comps on choke maps like Kanamura or Volskaya, going Winston or Diva feels like it opens up a lot more space than trying to push through the choke. It can. It absolutely can, but Reinhardt could also be easier to push with if you just went, hey, when my Ashe pops up here with her Mercy, that's going to be a window for me to push because she will relieve some pressure. Oh, now it's a lot easier to push with my Reinhardt. Imagine that. And you're just sort of doing something else where you're going, I'll skip the choke, I'll sort of be the Winston, I'll skip the choke, I'll sort of be the Ashe effectively in this case by playing Winston, and I'll zap some enemies and turn it around, and that'll make it easier for my teammates to walk through the choke. Here the Ashe is helping you walk through. Here, you're being the Winston and sort of role-playing the Ashe and helping them walk through. Really, the Ashe is role-playing the Winston by doing this, but however you want to think about that. Both of those are effective ways to relieve pressure off the choke, which makes it easier to get through. And Reinhardt also makes it easier to get through by putting up that shield, but the shield can still only relieve so much pressure. But yeah, you can swap heroes. I just don't generally in these reviews go, oh, swap heroes, because that's not really helpful. That's not really helpful. We want to teach people how to get through the tough situations. Overwatch isn't actually a game of, let me swap my way out of all my problems. No, you do want to just keep getting better at your hero, and I don't want you playing 6 different heroes for a bunch of different situations, because you won't really be able to improve on each of those heroes, because you want to keep your focuses narrow than that for improving, so you can really only be really working on 1 to 2 heroes at a time. You might sometimes swap over to a 3rd or 4th hero, but you're not really working on that 3rd or 4th hero. It's just sort of like you're just protecting SR by doing that sort of thing. Your ALE Rein is great. Now work on Rein while it's on the ground. Exactly. Of course, it was fine. It was impactful. It was. You stopped erasing Mercy, eliminated the other Rein, then took out the other main tank. That's true. So Temporal, despite me doing 94 things wrong, was I a better Rein than the one on the other team? Oh. I wasn't paying that much attention to the Rein on the other team. This was pretty atrocious out of the Rein on the other team. You blew him up top on 2nd pretty easily. Yeah, probably. I don't know if that you guys played 10 games that we'd see it come out like this, 7 out of 10 times. He might play better in a different game, or he might not. But yeah, he didn't do anything particularly amazing where I'm going, oh yeah, he destroyed you, or anything like that. You definitely need to respect Anna's more. That didn't make it onto the list, but would make it there pretty soon. But yeah, Blah's the better Rein. There you go. You like 300 SR better on other tanks. Well, more than that. Cool. Okay. Anything else in here? Question, comment-wise? Maybe Blah stuff? Maybe None Type as a follow-up on Collegiate? I want to hear more about those. I want to hear more about those SCAD UTD scrims. I reached out to one of the players on your team, and they were like, we're not scrimming that much. I don't really have a feel, etc., etc. So, clearly I reached out to the wrong player, and I needed to reach out to you, None Type, because you have stronger opinions. I'll keep that in mind for next time, since I do my due diligence. I do talk to the teams to get, the feel for it. Obviously, I have my own eyes. I'm in the scrims, but I do talk to these teams when it comes to it. Okay, 95. Respect Anna's more. There you go. Okay, if you guys are enjoying the content, please do drop a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. If you'd like to get coaching yourself, you can join the Discord in the description below. See what rates look like. See what sort of promos, special events we have going on. See what other types of things we do. We obviously do a lot of Overwatch. We do reviews like this one. We cover the collegiate scene, be that with power rankings, format changes. We talk about, we respond to some Reddit threads with lengthy topics. We do all sorts of fun stuff. We review other people's guides. It's a good time. You should join the Discord so you can be here to comment, to share your thoughts, all that fun stuff. But I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Temporal out.